feeling kind of a little bit nervous. Like we always have difficulties on our major milestone. We have
The plan was to try and get into southern Nebraska or maybe even northern Kansas by the end of the travel day. It didn't quite happen. Maybe 9 o'clock?
around that time.
Yeah, we blew a tire. On the highway. It was on the trailer. I heard it. I could feel it in the steering wheel. It didn't affect driving very much, fortunately. I was able to get pulled over to the side of the highway.
He did it very well. I was so amazed how calm he was, and he did not panic at all. He maneuvered the car and our Caravan really well. And so I did not expect that it was something big, like it was a big deal. Because hindi naman siya nagpapanik. So baka ano lang talaga to, nasiraan lang kami ng gulong, mabilis lang to gawin. Because he can fix it himself. So they went outside to check it. And yeah, it's blown tire. And so I decided to go outside to check it out. And then when I look under our Caravan, there's this big hole. I can see the inside.
When the tire blew, we didn't just get a flat tire out of it. It had a flap of rubber from the tread, rubber and then reinforced with a little steel cord. And it came up and hit the bottom of the trailer. And it blew right through the floor, insulation, some of the water supply lines, a couple of electrical wires, propane supply to the water heater, which by the way is a really good reason if you ever travel in a caravan to have the propane off at the bottles whenever you're moving.
Yeah, never travel with your propane on.
This is one of the reasons. So there's a lot of smashed stuff by the wheel. The only priority I was really concerned about at the moment was getting a tire back on. I started looking around, made a couple of calls, found a tire shop that was about 10 miles down the road that had one tire available in the size that we needed. So I took the tire off the trailer, and I disconnected the trailer, and I took the car to the tire shop. They were able to change it out pretty quickly. Really grateful to them for that.
And then we realized we have a spare tire at the back of our Caravan.
I forgot I had a spare in the moment. But the spare was old, and the other tires were old, so it was probably for the best that I got a new one for this anyway.
Yeah.
After I got the new tire, drove it back, got it hooked up onto the trailer, and then we drove slowly for about maybe the next hour.
An hour, yeah.
To Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We were able to get to a shop that specializes in commercial trucks. They brought us in and they changed out all 4 of the remaining tires in, it couldn't have been half an hour.
Yeah, best service.
Fast. So we had all new tires on the trailer. Yeah.
We're ready to go. We are confident to drive another 100 miles.
You have a lot of fur.
Kahit na nabutasan yung floor ng Caravan namin, walang kahit anong leak. It was really a blessing. In the tire shop, they said that they also had one RV went there.
They had an RV with a blown tire that did something similar, but when it came up, it hit part of the wire harness and latched onto it, and then it kept rotating with the tire, and it sucked half the wire harness for the trailer out of the RV and around the axle, and pretty much totaled the entire trailer.
We're so grateful that it did not happen to us.
We drove the rest of the way. We actually had a plan to stop at one RV park and figured out it was closed for the winter. So we started checking around, making some more calls. Found one that was open and could take us. When I got there, the owner was really helpful. He had a couple of tools we could borrow, and it was just some minor repairs. Just fixed a little bit of the wiring, the insulation had torn off. Was able to disconnect the water heater from the propane system.
Of course, we arrived there really late.
In the dark. That's day 3.
Day 4. Where are we heading now, darling?
Day 4. We started out with no water pressure and a hole in the bottom of the trailer, but only a half a day travel to visit relatives. So, could have been a lot worse. Actually, the travel was pretty uneventful that morning.
Pero kahit ganun pa man na smooth yung biyahe that day, pa rin mawawala yung kaba. Andun pa rin yung thought na baka masiraan kami ulit. Pero we're so grateful that nothing bad happened that day, and we were able to visit family, which is wonderful. It was a lovely visit. We drove from Nebraska to Kansas like only half day, so we got there late morning. So we spent most of the day and we stayed overnight there. That's why he was able to fix the hole and the wirings in our Caravan, and his brother helped too, which is we're grateful.
I was able to go and get some plywood to board up the hole. I was able to get some PEX tubing to replace the lines that got holes in them. Now, I did make a little bit of a miscalculation on that one. So there were two lines running to the back of the trailer. They were both white. This is not a case where you get the blue PEX and the red PEX to tell you what's going on. They were both white. And I didn't know exactly what they were doing. I wasn't entirely familiar with the water system yet. Right about the time I finished cutting off the two offending sections, I thought, which of these goes with the other one? Does it go like that? Or does it go like that? Well, it was the wrong time to be asking that particular question, and I made a guess. The guess was not correct. So, for a number of weeks afterward, we were turning on the hot water faucet in the bathroom at the sink or the shower, and we were getting cold water, and we would turn the cold water faucet on to get hot water.
Which works in Texas. There are many Spanish-speaking people.
Right?
See?
Yeah.
For caliente means hot.
Yeah. Yes, that was the lesson for the day is if you're going to cut two lines like that, mark which one is which before you finish cutting them. That's what I didn't do that day.
Day 5! Finally! Texas! Where are we now, darling?
We're in Texas. Somewhere.
Oklahoma and the Texas border. That's where we are.
We woke up in Kansas, and the goal was to get to our destination RV park by the end of the day.
Which is about 7 or 8 hours.
For us, well, no, that's right. Officially, it was supposed to be 7 or 8 hours. I think it took us a little longer than that. We never broke any speed records.
No. In Oklahoma City. It's a big city, and I felt like I was in the Philippines, or worse.
Driving through any big city, I imagine, with that big a load behind you, I can't imagine how the truckers do it for a living. It was an experience, and not one I would want to repeat regularly. But we made it through.
But it's kind of like a little joy for me, like, oh, it looks like Philippines, because our views were like mountains and the countryside, fields, and this time it's city. Oh, Philippines!
Yeah.
It was fun for a little bit until it's not.
So that was Oklahoma City. Obviously, made it through half of Kansas and all of Oklahoma, and then as we were getting on toward evening, it was starting to get a little darker. We crossed into the great state of Texas.
Welcome to Texas.
It was exciting. It was the place we were heading to, a place we were going to be and are still now. Going to be here for a while. Again, we made it. It was yet again after dark when I drove into the campsite and hooked up the trailer in the dark again. I resolved not to do that after the first night, and I did it every night except one.
And we were all tired. It's day 5, guys. It was tiring, but we were excited as well because this is the last day and we're already in Texas. So, yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.